Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And on behalf of everybody in the room, I'd like to thank you for allowing us this opportunity to speak with you. Even if we're not in the same arena, I respect the fact that you have allowed Americans to be heard. I would like to explain, and I'm not very good at speaking either, but I'm going to do the best I can. This bill brought me where my hair stood on end. I cry, pray, and worry daily about America and my family. I would like to explain something to you. My family was Hungarian immigrants. I speak that language fluently, and the American language is something I've learned in school. My grandfather came over on a boat, left Hungary under communistic care with my grandmother at 17. My point is...
What year did he come over? I'm just interested.
In the early 1900s.
Oh, okay.
And I want to tell you that my family struggled, just like all the Hispanics you're talking about. We learned and were taught responsibility. We've had people in our family, because we didn't have heat in our house, die because they didn't have health care. So I understand what you're saying. But I want to tell you, we were proud people. We went out and worked for minimum below. I made my first job $4 a day. And I want to tell you, I've lived the American dream in this country with my family. I now have helped Pasadena with my newspaper. I have been in all the Pasadena schools with my publication. I am now retired. I want to explain something to you. My dad is buried in Arlington. At this point in time, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm an American. And
I think we ought to be proud of where we come from in America. So.
I am proud of where I come from. Please don't misunderstand me. But I do want to tell you something. My dad, as I said, is buried in Arlington. I want to understand that you, as our congressman, which I respect very much so, will defend this country like my father did in World War II and my brother did in Vietnam, and defend the Constitution. And I've waited about 2 hours to see you, so I feel privileged.
Well, let me,
And I want one thing from you. Will you defend the Constitution, and will you answer my question, please?
Okay. As far as for defending our country, I try to do that literally every day.
My question is, will you defend the Constitution?
Sure. The Constitution is our basic contract between the people and the government.
Based on what I'm seeing and understanding, based on the First Amendment, Section 8, I understand that this is unconstitutional.
What?
About Section 8.
The whole bill. Any business in the health care. And I have to tell you, I understand, and excuse me, I have the floor. I understand, and I tell you that I am an immigrant sort of family. And I have to tell you that it was responsibility we were taught. Go out there, don't ask the neighbors for help. It was in our family. And we were responsible. If somebody got pregnant, it was like, oh my God. So let me tell you something. I really feel sorry for people. I'm the first one to come and help. Believe me, I am. And in Houston now, I've been here 30 years, and I have been on so many boards I can't even begin to tell you. And I help right away as an American. I've given thousands of dollars in your district. And I'm appalled at all of this. I'm praying daily, please help us. Please.
Well, get the bill. I know that's a good way to end it, because, and I appreciate, your request for Christian. My wife and I actually grew up in the church. And my prayers every day is, one, I thank the Lord that He blessed me to live in this country. And He blessed me that I have a wife who's been married almost 40 years and 2 kids and 4 grandchildren who are great. But I think as our religion, I can't separate. We have separation of church and state in our country. The Constitution says that. But I can't separate how I grew up going to Sunday school every Sunday. And in fact, I must have been such a tough child because my grandmother took me on Wednesday nights to her church. So, and I agree. The Constitution is a basic contract between the government and the people. And I defend that Constitution. In fact, that's what we take our oath of office every 2 years. And that's what anybody who served our country takes that oath of office. These law enforcement officers take that oath to defend the laws and the Constitution. So I take this job very seriously, and I have for many years. And so that's why, I wouldn't be out here, and I wouldn't have been doing this for 20 years if I consider it frivolous. And I consider our district, like I said, I grew up here, I live here, my kids went to high school there. My wife taught to school until she retired. So this is serious business. And it's not, that's why when other town halls I said, this is not a football game or a baseball game. You can cheer. Obviously the Texans needed more cheering last night than they had. But this is serious business. Whether we're talking about life and death people, how people are going to worry about their family being able to take care of Medicare, and Medicare is going to be there. Believe me, as long as I'm in Congress, Medicare is going to be there. Because it is the second most popular program in our country. The first most popular is Social Security. And believe me, if we mess with Medicare, you won't have to threaten. There'll be a new Congress, because believe me, that'll happen. And that's why I don't want this bill. I apologize. I wish I could get all the questions. Please contact our office. And as Ms. Boykin will tell you, I'll be calling you back. I'm almost down to my last 6 messages. And they're trade calls. So please give us a call. I don't want Pasadena to come in and evict us, because we do use the building a lot. But I want to thank the city for allowing us to do it.
Thank you, Congressman.